a scuffle broke out in the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria between some of the accused in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial and prison wardens.
And it happened after some of the accused were asked to sit properly during the tea break.
Presiding Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng then called for calm.
Brigadier Bongani Gininda, this is the lead investigator in the 2014 killing of the soccer stars case, has taken the stand.
Disturbing scenes in this High Court here in Pretoria this morning, right where I am standing. This is where basically fists flew between some of the accused and the prison warders during that tea break after some correctional services personnel had basically told the accused not to sit on the bench top. And I'm referring to what is right here behind me. They would usually just sit right on top of here, as they say they try to stretch once proceedings are adjourned either for tea or for lunch as well. So the accused did not take kindly to this, and after proceedings resumed after tea, State Prosecutor Adv George Baloyi had to inform the court of what transpired. Let's take a listen.
As a court case, my lord, just during the short adjournment, there was a scuffle between the prison warders and some of the accused. It's not precisely clear what led or what the nature of the incident is that led to the scuffle. We just thought that we want to place that on record.
Which accused are those?
We saw accused number 3 and accused number 3, 4, and 5.
So they were involved in a scuffle?
Yes, with a prison warder.
With a warder or with warders?
A prison warder specifically. We just saw one at some point, and his colleagues later came to his rescue. But it was a physical confrontation.
Well, visibly concerned, Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng asked the defense what their clients basically said had transpired, and that's when we saw the defense approach their clients here to ascertain exactly what happened. Let's take a listen to what the defense had to say after consulting with their clients.
Apparently what I'm getting from accused number 3 is the fact that when it is adjournment, they would then stand up in order to stretch themselves, and at some point they would sit where they are resting their backs. There's a bit of a bench there where they would sit in order to stretch themselves. And then according to accused number 3, he then uttered the word, if they do not want to comply with his instructions, it's going to hit them. Mabengafuni ukwenza lokho akushoyo uzobashaya. So then they said, no, but this is adjournment. We are entitled to stretch our leg because we sit here for more than 2 hours. So we can't continue sitting like this even when it is adjournment. We need to stretch our leg. So he did not take kind to that. So then he started to hold him, and then he hit him with the shoulder. Then accused number 3 then also had to stand up to ward off those blows.
It was during the adjournment, the tea break adjournment, when he was approached by the member of the correctional services, which has been pointed out by my colleague, to sit properly. He says that they've been sitting in that fashion throughout the adjournments. So what surprised him was that it was only for the first time today that the member of the correctional service has a problem with the sitting arrangement. He then saw the said member hitting accused number 3 with the shoulder to such an extent that accused number 3 nearly fell to him. The said member further dragged him with his leg.
All right, the said prison warder was also asked to come and give an account to the presiding judge, and he explained what his version was and how the scuffle had started. Let's take a listen to what that prison warder told the court.
Accused number 4 was sitting Can I, by any chance, show how he was?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Actually, he was sitting just like this.
Okay.
So I took some time, maybe a minute or so. Then I stood up and then shouted, Nduli. I'm not familiar with their names. Nduli, you cannot sit like that. This is court. So he was like, no, you're not going to tell me how to sit here. And then I came closer. I was like, no, you are going to sit proper way. 3 of them were howling now. Senzo Meyiwa, if you start this thing of yours.
All right, so following that, Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng called for restraint and asked that the decorum of the court be respected at all times. And also, Bongi, we're very interesting. Now on the stand is the lead investigator in this case, Brigadier Bongani Gininda. He has already taken the stand. So Gininda has so far told the court that accused number 1, Mbuzi Sibiya, made admissions on the 30th of May, 2020. You would recall that this was the day that he was arrested. And let's take a listen to what he claims or says was the demeanor of accused number 1 when those so-called admissions were being made, or what happened when he interviewed him.
During my interaction with him, I did not observe any sign of panic or uneasiness before we started with the discussion. Nor did he raise any complaint with me.
All right, we're expected to hear a lot more from Brigadier Gininda, who is the lead investigator in this particular matter. You would also recall that some of the issues that are likely to come up while he is on the stand, we've also heard the versions of some of the accused who indicate, in fact, those who are alleged to have made confessions. One of them saying that Brigadier Gininda, the lead investigator, at some point had taken out a document out of his car and also had basically given one of the accused to sign this alleged confession. That and so much more, which is expected to be ventilated as the lead investigator takes the stand. I guess it's going to be Iman and Bogiwe for the remainder of the week, and you would recall that there is an expectation that we might wrap up for this year on Friday and return next year. But of course, we'll certainly get a lot more regarding that from the court during the course of the end of this week. But the general expectation, and in terms of the dates that we had heard about, was that we're likely to conclude this particular session on Friday before we return next year to continue. But we're expecting Brigadier Bongani Gininda to continue on the stand for the remainder of the week, and the defense unlikely to finish with him anytime soon.